Oh, that's sweet. Family means you are part of something beautiful, and you will be loved unconditionally, no matter what. For 65 years, all I wanted was a picture of my father. I thought that would answer so many of my questions. But what it did is it just gave me more questions to ask. I am so happy to see you today. Thank you so much for coming back and seeing me and Desi. I love it that you do that. And welcome. I have about 1,000 new subscribers the last couple weeks. I did a video a couple weeks ago on how I started over after my divorce, and a whole bunch of brand new people got to meet me and Desi, and they subscribed, so welcome. And you are gonna love this channel. The ladies that belong to this channel are so cool. They are so wise and so kind, and they will lift you up. So I know you're gonna love it here. So come along with us, and we're gonna put on a show. So I thought there were some really fun things that I fell in love with in June. And I've got some skincare and some makeup and some fashion and, you know, just some fun stuff I wanted to talk to you about. So I thought I'd just do favorites, and at the end of the video I just wanted to have a quick heart-to-heart. So thank you so much for being here, and let's just get to the favorites. You know, I fell in love with so many things in June, and this is probably the least sexy of them all. But this is the Musee hand sanitizer. This is a beautiful product, and it smells so wonderful, and it's like a gel consistency. So I have one for my home and I have one for my purse. So when I go into the store, you know, I can do my shopping, but when I get back to my car, before I touch my radio or my steering wheel, I pull out this from my purse. And this is so cool because it is like a nice cool gel. And I love that. I love that, and it smells so good. It smells clean, and that smell just permeates the car. As far as skincare goes, the last couple of months I did start using a couple different serums. One was a snail one, and the other one is a collagen serum that I have always wanted to try. And this is made by Musee. It's the same company that makes my beloved Musee night cream, day cream. And you know, this cream has a lot of fruit extracts. It has a lot of lemon in it, and that my skin just does so well with any type of lemon products. So anyway, this has so many fruit extracts in it, and I thought, okay, my skin's gonna love that, plus it has the collagen. But also, when I was reading the reviews, it comes out like a kind of like a thick milk, and it reminds me a little bit of the Lancome eye cream, only not quite as thick, but it's close. So it's very luxurious, and they kept saying it's the most luxurious serum that you can put on your face. If hydration and swelling is your problem, you'll love this. Okay, so I bought it. I think this ran me about $15. You can smell the lemon in it. I love that. There's sunflower oil in here. Now, all right, anyway. One of the reasons I got this is I needed something very hydrating underneath my eye. Not an eye cream though, but something exactly like this. And the reason I needed that extra hydration is because I use the Dr. Brandt Bags No More. Isn't that the worst name in the world? Bags No More. Anyway, I use this, and this is to go over your moisturizer. So this is a very dry formula. This Dr. Brandt eye cream comes out really thick, almost like a clay. And you put it on the back of your hand, and you kind of mix it around, and then you tap. Well, when you tap that in, you're going to want something kind of hydrating, because this kind of feels like a clay. And then it takes your swelling down underneath your eyes. Well, if you're going to do that, you're going to need some hydration. So that's why I got this. And so far, these two together, I love. This turned out exactly what I wanted. Out and about, or just going on with your day, and you think your makeup looks just fine, you know, and you've just taken all that care to put it on, and you look in the mirror and oh, it's dreadful. What happened? It's like, I don't know, on one particular day your skin is a little bit dry, you know, so what are you gonna do? You know, you just kind of, your hands are dry. Anyway, e.l.f. has a facial balm that you can pull out. And whether you put this in the refrigerator or not, it's ice cold. So imagine in the summertime. So if you don't wear makeup, or if your makeup is letting you down, you can just lightly put this balm all over, and it's so light, and it's not going to disturb your makeup. You tap it in, and it takes that dry mess on your face. You know, maybe you're just having that dry day, and you just kind of tap it in like that. It just looks like you spent 10 minutes reapplying your foundation. It's so cool. You know, the next thing I wanted to share with you is about hair. And I am not a natural blonde, and I've always thought, you know, as I got older, I wanted my hair to be a little bit lighter because I thought it brightened me up. And my salon visits to highlight my hair were between, you know, like $90 and $170. And I would get a highlight and a low light. But I haven't been to a salon, I don't know, what, February, March. So I've had to do it on my own. And finally, by July, I think I have figured out a way that I can have my highlights and lowlights without it looking weird. Because if I just did it one box color, that wouldn't work for me. For me, I just have to have that dimension of the dark and the light. So I just want to show you how I have achieved this for $15. And that is every 6 weeks I have to do my roots, and then I have to refresh my hair. So I use the L'Oreal Frost and Design. It used to be called Frost and Tip. Do you remember that? Yeah. Well, maybe that was Revlon. I'm not sure. But anyway, this is Frost and Design, and the reason I like this one the best is the blonde is more of a platinum, you know, kind of a in-your-face kind of blonde. So I really love this. And so what I will do is I will pin my hair up, you know, like a Gibson girl, and then I will just take a strand and paint it with my fingers and go around my head until the whole bun is down and I've got my whole hair done, with including my roots. So that's how I do that. Well, If I just stopped there though, I would only have two colors, my natural color and then this color. So what I do 5 weeks later, I go in with a different color. And this is 04, and this is the Revlon, what's this called? This is the color Silk with keratin. I think this costs $5. So I like this color Silk very much because of the warm blonde it is. So this is kind of a warm blonde. This is a very cool blonde. So 6 weeks with this one, 6 weeks later, I use this one, and then I'm back to this one. So I love the way that I feel I can get like three-dimensional hair without all that fuss. I just have to use two different boxes and two different types of blonde. But yeah, I think maybe if you wanted something like highlights and lowlights but didn't want to really fuss too much, you know, you could try this method. But yeah, I like it. To share this with you for so long because I have had a set of City lip products for a long time, but I never used them until just a few weeks ago. And these are the City lip plumpers and lip glosses, and they're so beautiful. And I love these for two reasons. And one reason is, okay, three reasons. Oh, that feels so good. When you use these, they smooth out the lip lines that you have, so it gives you kind of a plumper, smoother look to your lips. How cool is that? And also the packaging, look how cool this is. I love it because I need things in order because, there's chaos. There's chaos in my life and chaos in my brain. So when I have lip products just sitting on my vanity and they're sitting up like this, like, hey, use me, I like that. So I love the packaging. The third thing I love about this is they always keep my lips moist. Have you ever been somewhere and you feel your mouth getting dry and your lips are getting a little stringy and you don't know what's happening? You're talking, but what's going on down there? Anyway, these are absolutely perfect. I had to mention them. I know they're a little spendy, but for me, I'm going to buy my set once a year. They're worth it. I mean, to me, they're worth it because I have dry lips. If you don't have dry lips, who cares? But if you have dry lips, yeah, they're good. I love my setting sprays, and I use my setting sprays a lot with powder. I will put like a concealer on, and then I will use a setting spray, and then I go over it with a light powder. And I think that's just a great way to do your under eye and sometimes to do other parts of your face too. So e.l.f. has this new coconut. Well, I don't know if it's new, but it's new to me. It's a coconut setting spray, and this is dewy and so it gets you all shiny. I don't need to be any shinier. When I ordered this, I should have taken that into account because I use the snail therapy cream and serums, and that just makes me shine. I could put on half a ton of powder and I'm still going to be shiny. There's just nothing I can do about it. But I guess that's probably a good problem to have. My skin is healthy. It looks healthy. Anyway, I digress. But anyway, so this setting spray, it's lovely if you like coconut. If you don't like coconut, you're going to hate this. But if you like coconut and you want your makeup to stay on, stay on, this is for you. Woo! It's nice and cool. It smells like coconut. The only problem with it that I find is it takes a while for it to dry down. But when it dries, your makeup is going nowhere. Nowhere. No, you could be in a wind tunnel. You could go through a car wash and your makeup would still be perfect. I swear. It's amazing.
Gosh, it's beautiful. I love those big totes because I can fit all my cameras in there.
ago I showed you my new bag. It's so beautiful, and it has the style of the 40s, and the 40s are coming back, and I'm so excited about that. I love the hairstyles of the 40s and the makeup and the clothes. But you know what was happening is when I go film a video, you know, if I go into an establishment, if they spot my big camera bag, well, they've been stopping me. They've been flagging me. So what I decided to do is I would just go ahead and carry my 1 or 2 cameras and a lens in my purse. Well, I needed a bigger purse. So at Marshall's, and I have some footage of when I first saw this tote at Marshall's when we first fell in love. But I saw this tote. It was a nice top, snakeskin, very well made, little feet on the bottom, and just so comfortable, so roomy, just so cute. And there is enough room in this tote for, well, at least 2 cameras and 2 lenses and all the other little things I need, and a lipstick. So I was just so happy to get this. This is called Deluxetivity, something like that. Sounds like a Police album, doesn't it? You know, I have tried to film this 3 times, and the hardest thing I do is talk about anything to do with my father. And so many of you know that I waited 65 years to know who he was and to see a picture, and I got that. I got that this year. I saw a picture of my dad, and I'm getting to know my half-brother and sister, and they're wonderful people, and they're helping me piece together his life. You know, when I was a little girl, I used to dream of him. I used to think of my dad as a superhero. I used to just dream of how happy I would be if I was just reflected back in his greatness. So I really built him up. And so this year has been very, very difficult because I found out my dad wasn't a hero. He had a temper. He drank too much. He never really got to know any of his children. He met a beautiful woman in California right after my mom. She was 20 years younger than him. And he got her pregnant. He married her, and he had another child with her. But in the middle of the night, she took those 2 beautiful little kids and, with a high school friend, escaped him as he chased them. And in all likelihood, my father drank himself to death when he was 61 years old. You know, I realize at this age that things aren't just all in black and white. My father fought for this country. He went over to Europe for 4 years and he fought in World War II. He loved ham radios. My sister tells me that when she was little, he could be very loving and very nurturing. So, you know, it isn't that I need my father to be a hero for me so I can feel better, you know, about my flaws, because I got plenty of those. What I need from my father right now is something I can hang on to, something I can love, something about his life that will let me understand him. So I thought I would get all this closure when I found out who my dad was and when I saw his picture, but instead of closure, I feel like I'm just at the beginning of this wondrous journey. I need to put the pieces of his life together. And in finding out who my father was, I'm finding me.
I'm so thankful for this life I've had, and I have you to thank. Thank you for your service. Thank you for loving my mother and giving her a child. I just wish I could have told you in the living years.
Hey everybody, Desi has his little bee hat on. It's the best we could do for the 4th of July. I don't think he likes it, but he looks so cute. Thank you so much for spending this time with us today. I loved every second of it. So please have yourself a wonderful brand new week. And when you're done with your week, you come back and see me and Desi, okay? All right, it's a deal. We'll be here.
I just wish I could have told you in the living years.